Okay. Wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. You know, this may be the last video I will do. I feel like I am gonna do now. My last video. You know, if you're watching this, you just been April Fooled by me saying that right now. So April Fool's Day. You know, I've gotten like 50 people with this April Fool's Day today. I am on a roll today on April Fool's, okay? I am just killing people at this, alright? No one can stop me. I'm getting everybody, man. I am telling you I'm getting everybody. But, it's been a weird day. A lot of things. Some disappointing news, I would say. You know, like I said, I am just on a roll. But, you know, like I said, it's been some disappointing things. I would say a lot of bad news I've heard out throughout the day, too. But, throughout that, oh yeah, that Nipsey shit, man, that's really fucked up. But go home show. Personally, this is gonna be a very long week of wrestling. Okay, this is gonna be long. There's gonna be so many shows this week that it's gonna be a tough one, and especially when WrestleMania comes Sunday, I am gonna need a lot of freaking coffee throughout that day if this show's starting like at 2 in the afternoon going all the way to 10 11 o'clock at night, because you have to get through Raw, which is now done for tonight, SmackDown tomorrow, there's NXT on Wednesday with their go home show, and then I believe a lot of these shows start on Wednesday or Thursday. I do plan on watching the United We Stand show. Of course, you have NXT TakeOver New York on Friday. I'm still calling it NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 5, but you know, hey, that's them. So what do I have to go off from that? I would call it Brooklyn 5 here at the Barclays Center again. But hey, let's call it New York though. Saturday you have the G1 Supercard for Ring of Honor in New Japan. I do not really plan on watching the Hall of Fame in general. It's too long in my opinion, and I'm only looking forward to half those guys. One thing I will note from the Hall of Fame, no, did they mention Brutus the Barber Beefcake was going in the Hall of Fame? Because they did not have a video package for him tonight, if I'm not mistaken. He was just on a commercial. And don't get me wrong, he does deserve it. I didn't really grow up in that era and everything. But, did they I don't even think they played a video package or even mentioned him, to be honest. They just kind of, he was like in a commercial for it. So they never even really gave him like a full announcement of him being the final member into the Hall of Fame. But I don't really plan on watching. I will be watching the G1 Supercard that Saturday, and of course you have WrestleMania on Sunday, which is going to be long as hell. Okay, it is. Now with this go home show tonight, do they have a chance of trying to sell WrestleMania anymore? Because the Raws have just been horrible. Listen, let me say this right now off the bat. The booking going into WrestleMania has not been good, okay? They have not booked this very well. I have stated this before many times, but, you know, with the go-home week going on, it's just, I felt like they've just thrown matches either all together from, you know, just out of the blue, or they just have not booked a lot of these matches well, or overbooking. Oh, we're going to get to the overbooking part in a minute later on, but just from crazy decisions and everything, and which is just insanity to me that, you know, I just don't think they've booked this show going into Mania well. Okay, maybe there's a few matches here and there that I'm looking forward to, but a lot of them just kind of feel whatever to me. It was just booked at the last minute, which you kind of saw coming in to begin with, and it's just been a lot of bullshit going into this. Okay, now I can go on here and state some things from John Oliver. If you've seen that whole thing about WWE, I recommend everyone watches that. But what do I have to say about the go home show going into WrestleMania, huh? Because the past few weeks, it's almost like it doesn't feel like WrestleMania season. I don't know why I keep saying that. It just like, does it feel like WrestleMania season? Because it feel like it hasn't at the same time. We knew it's coming, we know, but it's just been a lot of horrible booking that people just turn off Raw and do not want to watch the show, or could barely give a crap about half the matches and stuff. And then we had pretty much on the last week to sell. This three which are wrong. We're on the go home show this week. I don't know why they didn't have this done weeks ago and done better booking in these matches, okay? It's like stuff has just been booked on the fly. But can they even have a successful show Sunday? I don't know, okay? I don't know. Listen, WrestleMania was garbage last year. Could it be garbage again? Hey, I don't know. We'll see this Sunday. But kicking off the show, Stephanie McMahon was out here for an announcement, which at first she said it was going to be a fatal 4-way for the main event of WrestleMania, but she said it was an April Fool's joke. But as I've said before, and I'm sure many people expected, this would be a winner-take-all match at WrestleMania, okay? So both the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships will be on the line, as they called it, winner take all. I'm not surprised at this. I don't really agree with why they buried Asuka in the process of doing this with only a week from Mania to begin with, and you had no opponent for her. So hey, let's just combine the belts. Now, do I think this is gonna work for? Are we just gonna have one women's division now, and is the champion gonna show on both shows, or is everyone gonna be on the same show or something? Do I see new opportunities being created for people? I don't know, okay? I feel like it won't change at the same time, no. I just think, listen, and we'll get to this whole triple threat thing, because I've already said my thing last week of how they've overbooked the hell out of this thing, and just now putting the SmackDown Women's title and combining the both belts like it's going to be some undisputed championship or something is just insanity to me at this point, especially doing it at the last minute too, okay? This is some last minute type of stuff. And we already know how people are pissed about what happened to Asuka anyways. I'm sure you and a lot of people are just pissed. And I remember people turning from the channel. People I know, they just turned the channel from SmackDown, man. They just they just went away from it. They just was disgusted by what happened. You know, and I will say it's a shame they just put Asuka in the women's battle royale now, which is just I don't even know. I don't know. But, you know, the whole winner take all thing, I don't know, man. It's just, if they want to have one division, I guess that's where they're gonna go with. But it was just so last minute to me that was there any point of doing this, because it just doesn't make sense, okay? And it almost kind of tells me who's just gonna win the match now. I'm sure you and everyone else knows. I'm sure you're all betting on Becky right now, just the reason why, and they're just probably gonna give them both the championships. But before we go on later on into that, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out as Heyman did his usual shtick and talking about Seth Rollins, and you know, he has everything to offer, but you know, everything Rollins has in life he's gonna offer to him. But Heyman talked about how, you know, Brock beat the streak and how he dominated Roman Reigns last year, and this is gonna be a spoiler. And for those who watch, you know, hockey for the fights, or NASCAR for the wrecks, or you know, football for the riots, I think he was going by soccer if I'm not mistaken, or regular football, Lesnar is going to violate and desecrate Rollins. And, you know, once Lesnar wins, they'll go out to dinner. They'll have probably a steak and what's next in Lesnar's career. And said that Seth is an afterthought and everything. Seth then came out. Pretty much talk about this is the biggest match of his career this Sunday. And it's going to be the biggest match of Lesnar's career. And he says, you know what? That no one wants you here in WWE. Okay, you don't give a damn about everybody. And, you know, even Lesnar, that's right, buddy, which he is correct about that. And, you know, Rollins said, you know, it may be improbable, but it's not impossible to beat you. And he said, I'm going to take your title. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Lesnar tried to no-sell him and walk away. But next, you know, Seth turned him around, kicked him in the nuts. Lesnar hit him with a German suplex. It was going to go for an F5, but Seth got out of there. Low blows him in the nuts again. Hits him with a super kick, curb stomp, and just drops Lesnar right there. Which, you know, this was the best thing to do, was to kick Brock in the nuts. That's the best thing you can really do. Now, I will say this, and I've noticed this every time if it's a go-home show and someone gets the upper hand over the other, you know who's going to win. A lot of people are really thinking Brock Lesnar is actually going to beat Seth. A lot of people do not believe Seth Rollins is going to win this Sunday, okay? They really don't. They honestly don't. And Would I be surprised if Seth does not win this Sunday against Brock? In a way, yeah, I would be. But then again, let's remember here, people, we all thought Roman was going to win in WrestleMania last year in the main event against Brock Lesnar, and look what happened. Brock Lesnar won. So what do you want me to go off from here? He won. He just beat him. So at least this was a better segment, even though I swear this match has not had a lot of build going into this. So with the least amount of build and the time they had to work around, this was good. And even, Rollins said in the back, you can't do that this Sunday, as Caruso told him, and low blowing over. Rollins says, yeah, I know, but he had it coming. But, I'm not champion yet. So do I think Seth is still going to win? I'm hopefully so, but a lot of people going against me and really siding with Brock right now. Going into this, okay? And maybe he will win. I would not be surprised. And given what I've seen tonight, Seth getting upper hand over Brock, I would not be surprised if, Brock wins this Sunday. Just think about it, people. Think about it. Next thing you know, Sasha, Bayley, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya went against Nia Jax, Tamina, the Iconics 8-woman tag, since all of them will be in a fatal 4-way tag this Sunday at WrestleMania. What can I say from this match other than Beth Phoenix spearing Tamina through the barricade and hitting a gland slam on Peyton Royce in the ring, which proves that Beth Phoenix can still go and that no one should doubt her, and is still jacked to the freaking gills. And just, like I said, man, Beth Phoenix can still go, so I'm not discrediting Beth Phoenix at all. And they pretty much won from there, so get ready for this Sunday for the tag title match. Batista arrived to the ring. He was in an SUV. This was his home state, hometown, Washington, D.C. They talked about the no holds barred match. He came out, fans chanted welcome back and chanted for Batista. He had a video package of him beating Triple H throughout the years, which 3 separate times. And people said there's nothing that this man hasn't done in his business except beat me. And as Batista pretty much took off his glasses, he said one thing and one line: Hunter, kiss my ass. Drop the mic, puts his glasses back on, leaves, soaks in the crowd. There you go, okay? And takes a bow before he leaves. Short, sweet, simple, and right straight to the point, folks, okay? No give it to me now or Batista spitting into a microphone. Even though I'm surprised they didn't have Triple H even respond to any of this. He just kind of, they didn't have him respond. Well, he did respond last week, but he kind of took it as a joke. Listen, I personally think this feud is already just odd as it is, even though why Batista wants this match, even though he's beaten Triple H 3 separate times in the past and act like he has never beaten him. Triple H does not take this seriously, and then they kept saying if Triple H loses, his career would be over, but I don't really think Triple H's career is over. I see him winning this Sunday anyways, but at least Batista did not spit in the mic, and he just kind of kept it simple, and that was it. He appeared, he said one line, and that's it. That's pretty much it. It's funny they black out the word douchebag, even though they let Triple H say it last week. I think I missed the Elias thing, but he talked about his performance this Sunday, which he was singing, Walk with Elias and everything, because what happened next after the commercial? I'll do what? Apollo Crews and Jinder Mahal lumberjack match. Who cares? I was looking at my phone throughout the match. Okay, I didn't care. Crews won with like was a moonsault or frog splash or dude. No one cared. And then all the guys, all the people from the B team and I guess these people from SmackDown too, I believe. The Ascension and Tyler Breeze. I didn't know he still existed. No Way Jose and EC3, which, dude, when I saw EC3 out there, EC3 looked like a job guy to me out there at this point. I don't know what they've done with EC3, which questions me more and more. Why was this guy brought up to the main roster now? Just that he's the job guy, and he's gonna be in that battle royale too. We all know that he's gonna be in it. He is, but he's not winning nothing. I'd be surprised if he did, but dude, he's a mute. Okay, he's a mime now at this point. And the fact they had him just brawl with all the jobber guys out there, just I don't know, man. This dude should have probably stayed on NXT now, for all I know. But dude, no one cared about this segment, okay? And then they had Cruz stand tall with the Andre thing, which, dude, none of these people aren't winning, okay? They're not winning. This trophy don't mean crap. It's bullshit. We've seen what this has done. It hasn't elevated anybody's career. It's just to so everyone get a WrestleMania payday. That's all it's there for, okay? Dude, if anybody won this thing this year, would their career even go any further? We've seen this happen before, okay? It's done nothing. I thought it would have done something for Cesaro in the past, but unfortunately that didn't go foolproof all the way. Big Show, okay, Big Show is just because it was Andre and, you know, the giant thing and stuff. Who else? Mojo Rawley, what is he? The man in the mirror? It did nothing for him. It did nothing, okay? Nothing. He carried the trophy around for a few weeks. He did nothing. Like everybody else. Carried the trophy for a few weeks. Nothing. Nothing. Come on, Jinder Mahal got the WWE Championship, and he didn't even win the damn thing, and he was the runner-up. Baron Corbin, there's many ways you could say about his career with that. Matt Hardy never needed it. Matt Hardy was just to be Matt Hardy. So anybody that really wins, and most likely could be on, you know, Braun Strowman, this benefits no one. Benefits nobody. No one. So, moving on from that, Kurt Angle came out, talked about his last night ever on Raw, and he wanted to thank the fans, which he actually had a video package that talked about Kurt Angle's career in WWE. I know some people are really going on that, like I said, this is just everything he did in WWE, because it's just kind of odd that the guy leaves WWE and, you know, 10-year time skip or something, he's back in WWE. We gotta skip all over TNA, folks. The man was in the company for damn near 10 years and probably put on some way better matches over there too in general, but we can't discuss that. And thank God this was a better crowd tonight, because at least they reacted very well to almost make it feel like some retirement angle, and they could believe it. But next you know, Baron Corbin comes out, the man that sucks all the heat away, and that Angle can't go 2-3 more minutes. He's an old man. He can't hang. He can't do it. And I'm going to beat him. No one deserves it other than me. Fans chanted for John Cena then. And he says, you all can chant all you want. It's not going to happen. But Angle challenged him to a match right now. Corbin says, no, I'm going to get you this Sunday. You won't even make it Sunday. Rey Mysterio came out. And he says, how about I teach you a lesson tonight, a respect. All right. And, you know, a match, which Corbin tried to take a cheap shot at him. Ray and Angle pretty much got him with Angle slam and a 619, knocking Corbin out the ring. They interviewed, but like I said, it was a good video package, I will say that, and there was no Angle versus Mysterio match. We're gonna get on to the end of that anyways, but there was no Angle Mysterio match. It just kind of pretty much ended off from there, and we'll get to that later on, but Charlotte talked about the winner take all thing, that, you know, she talked about beating Asuka, and, you know, she's going to keep her cool. She's a professional, and she's going to do the 6-woman tag. The Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black for the tag titles, which, why? Because they've already beaten them several times. That's why. I will say this. This was a good match, I will admit that, and the fans did get into it, but I didn't really think Ricochet and Black were winning, even though they're going to wrestle this Friday at TakeOver against the War Raiders. I'm going to say War Machine. War Raiders for the NXT tag title, so I never really kind of saw them winning the tag belts to begin with. We all know they're the Dusty Classic, you know, winners now, but at least they just did it by, you know, count out on Ricochet after, you know, Scott Dawson pretty much held the foot under the rope. So I would have not been surprised if Ricochet and Black won the titles, because A, they've beaten the Revival several times. Then again, everyone kind of beats the Revival. And B, I just feel like the Revival is still like job guys with tag titles, just the way they have booked these guys at this point. But this was a good match though. And then pretty much right after, Black pretty much black masked both the Revival, and, you know, Ricochet hit a 630 on Dawson right there. So, you know, I don't know, maybe Ricochet and Black will win the NXT tag titles this Friday for NXT TakeOver, but at least this protected them, which they did not lose clean technically, or pinfall or by any ways. But would I have been surprised if they won the titles? Not really. It's just they've beaten the Revival so many times. I was about to say just give them the damn belts at this point. But I guess they wanted to let the Revival hold something right now. What else they had going on? Rousey was shadowboxing backstage. Talking about she felt like fighting. That she's going to keep her cool tonight. Tyler Breeze with his new haircut. Talking with Alexa Bliss and EC3. Which, like, you know, they were talking about the whole Michael Shea and Colin Jost thing, which EC3 had to leave, talking about the greatest updates, and Strowman came in pissed, what are y'all laughing at? And he says, those guys are watching the weekend updates, which these two guys, I guess, look like Colin Jost. So, you know what? Don't say your names. You guys are going to come to the ring, get these hands. Why? I don't know why we have Saturday Night Live guys in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal to begin with. And like I said, who cares? Roman Reigns was in the back being interviewed, asking if he was 100% after the attacks by Drew McIntyre and if he still has it since the Shield teamed last, Sunday. Not Sunday, I meant, but last at Fastlane. But as Reigns was about to say something, McIntyre attacked him and just beat up Reigns, says you should have said no, and knocking him all over the place. And he says, I want you to see my face when you close your eyes at night, as Roman tried to get up. Which pretty much tells me Roman's going to win this match now Sunday. Okay, he's been getting the shit kicked out of him by McIntyre so many times that he must win this match now. Okay, he must win this match. So I would not be, come on, it's Roman, folks. He just got back and Drew's pretty much been getting him ever since. But now it could have been a better way for the end out on. Becky Lynch was interviewed, talking about, that Ronda has a God complex and now she has broken it, and that she's most beatable now when she has that complex. But now she's going to WrestleMania, which has this 6-woman tag, which they pretty much killed the Riot Squad. What is there more to say? Okay, because of course they had Charlotte and Becky and Ronda all argue with each other at several points, but as soon as Rousey tagged herself in and pretty much hit the armbar immediately on Liv Morgan, tapped her out. Come on, like, Riot Squad was gonna lose again. You jobbed them out last week and made them look bad. You still kind of made them look bad again this week. I don't even think they're on the card. They'll probably be in that Battle Royale for Mania, but dude, they just killed the Riot Squad, like, just jobbers so many times. It's insane how they have buried those three. They have just buried them that they're not even a non-existent threat. But pretty much the highlight of the night of this show, which in my opinion, I will say this here, this was hilarious, but it was so overbooked as hell. I am wondering, why is this the main event of Mania again? And like I said before, they have overbooked this whole freaking angle. It is insanity to me at this point, because next thing you know, Ronda pretty much jumped on Charlotte and Becky got involved, where all three of them were beating the hell out of each other. Next thing you know, security comes out, the indie guys. I swear Charlotte kicked one of their heads off. All three of them beat up the security guards, which we've seen Ronda beat up security guards several times. The dollar store police guys come out. They all look like they bought all their police gear from a dollar store, including the fake belts and guns right there. But as they call them, law enforcement officials, they kept brawling. Rousey hit one of the cops, which you could see one of them even trip over his own self. They couldn't get up. They put her in handcuffs, and Becky tries to attack, and they put her in handcuffs. And even Charlotte attacks as soon as Ronda's walking. She attacks them. All of them are in handcuffs then, right? So they go backstage, and they're fighting up the stage. So they're pretty much having a kicking contest with each other. And here's was the thing with me. They put Becky and Ronda in the same squad car, and they start kicking the hell at each other in the back, which they kick out a window. Rousey does. Becky's out of the car, and he says, "You're gonna be kissing my foot at WrestleMania, you little weirdo." That was actually funny. But Charlotte hops out of the police car and just kicks. Her and Becky start having a kicking contest. Rousey somehow is able to drive a car with the handcuffs on and crashes into another car, try to commit homicide and run everybody over with like it's Grand Theft Auto. And then next thing you know, Charlotte actually once they got out of the cop car, they got out of the car, they put Ronda back in the back with her head out the window. Charlotte just V-triggers her head in half, which I thought she was going to fall all the way to the ground. And they put Becky and Ronda in cars, and they drive away with them trying to calm down Charlotte. First off, was this the way to end off the go-home show? Well, first off, let me say this right here. This should have been the last part of the show. If this is the main event of the show, for WrestleMania. This obviously would have made, closed out the show, unless now they have something for SmackDown, but they probably should have just done it tonight and that was it, especially with all three of them, beating each other up and kicking each other. Personally, I thought this was hilarious, and I just thought it was so overbooked. It was like one of those bad good type of things. It's bad because it's good, or it's so good that it's bad type of deals. I know some people thought it was awesome and everything. I just was just laughing that it was all over the place, and it's like, what, they got 30-40 people there and they can't handle 3 women. But it's even like what I said, my friend told me, maybe because all 3 of them are just badasses, I guess. And I just felt the segment, personally, I did think this segment went too long, though, that we've done these cop things before, and we've already done it with Becky and them. I see some people already were saying that, oh, they're trying to recreate like it's Austin getting arrested and stuff, that, like, trying to be over the top and do that, because I just said these cop guys, whoever they had as cops, indie guys, looked weak as hell out there. But when they just got them throwing them in the same car and having a kicking contest, kicking the crap out of each other and trying to drive the car and breaking windows, it was insanity to me. I thought it was funny. I was laughing. I was laughing, though. I could not stop laughing at it. But I'm like saying, this is so overbooked. This just questions me somewhat. Why is this the main event of WrestleMania again? I don't know why. It just questions me that for some odd reason. It was just so all over the place. Oh, kick her. This was an episode of Cops, some people say. This was an episode of Cops, or when criminals go wrong, or, WWE's most insane criminal fights, something like that, or police brawls, whatever it is. It's just, this was just over the top. And let me just say too, it was so hard to see this segment at the same time, because you got Kevin Dunn doing like 200 freaking camera shots that you're making someone nauseous. Just switch the screen here, switch the screen here, switch the screen there, close up, switch. It's dumb in his stupid camera shots. Okay, they just switch almost like every 2.1 seconds, like here there, this switch there. That it's hard to keep up what's going on with all of the action at the same time. So it's so funny, it's retarded to me. Okay, it's just, I don't know, I just had to sit there and laugh. I just question why this was not at the end of the show. You should have ended WrestleMania, not in WrestleMania, but you should have just ended the show on this. If you're selling this as the main event of your biggest show of the year on Sunday, you should have ended on that. But this was just so over the top and odd. That was this real, and I even said this here, was this segment really needed as a go-home part for WrestleMania, or could they have done some other type of brawl? But this was just one of these over-the-top, everyone's got to somewhat get involved with this brawl with several cops. And, dude, I swear, oh, yeah, when they say they took him to the station, I swear if they come out of WrestleMania, or I'm sure they'll post this, but if they do some things like they did with Becky getting arrested and all 3 of them have their mug shots posted on t-shirts trying to make it look cool and stuff, I will immediately laugh at that and just call that dumb. Okay, I know they done with Becky already and put her face on the the shirt after the whole mugshot thing, but do not be surprised if they do this with all 3 of them. Okay, do not be surprised, people. I would expect it. Okay, Heavy Machinery though went against Bobby Roode and Gable. As I was saying, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. Yeah, I did not really care about this match this much, unless they're trying to tease a breakup with Roode and Gable. I just know Heavy Machinery won, so kind of whatever. Braun Strowman, well, they did show Kofi video package, which he is fighting for the WWE title this Sunday. At least that's official. But Braun Strowman went against 2 job guys. I guess that was supposed to be Josh and Michael Shea. What do I have to say? Double power slam. I don't really care. I've seen Braun Strowman beat up enough jobbers. I don't care about him being in this battle royale this Sunday. They have killed Braun Strowman so badly. It is insane to me. He is a comedy giant. I've said it before. He is the new Big Show. That's what he is. He is new Big Show. But moving on from that, they interviewed Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush, as Lashley talked about, he's going to beat Finn Balor this Sunday. He's beaten him before. Rush said, this is going to be the after party in New York City we're going to have going down. And, And talk about, is the demon gonna show up at WrestleMania, which Lashley said that's just some Irish fairy tale, and the Balor and the demon, they can get the same beating Balor's got every time. Next you know, Finn Balor pretty much shows up on the screen with all this smoke coming out of nowhere that the demon will be Lashley's nightmare, which they just have all this weird smoke, and he just morphs into the demon. And, he just kind of makes this sound effect and sticks his tongue out. And there you go, folks. Demon Finn Balor versus, Bobby Lashley for the Intercontinental title. We're not going to surprise you, but we'll just have the Demon show up here right now, okay? Did I think it looked kind of silly how they just kind of had him morph into the Demon? Like, he just, like, transform and everything. It just looked odd. Let me say this. I will say at least the Demon will be at WrestleMania last year, which should be in general, in my opinion. To be honest, just they just need the Demon. Okay, they do. I don't care if anybody says they need the Demon for this Sunday. I don't know, but it's like somebody told me before, but why didn't they have the Demon for Brock, huh? At the Royal Rumble? That's a very good question. But I guess Finn's gonna win this Sunday, so maybe that's why. But you still, people, my friend and others do make a point. Why didn't he bring the Demon out, at the Rumble, huh? And personally, it's best they bring out the Demon for WrestleMania this year, because I felt last year was retarded. Why they did not bring the Demon out, I don't know what that was. I saw what they were trying to promote last year, and I just felt like, just bring the Demon at WrestleMania, okay? Don't pull up no bullshit entrance this year, okay? I don't want to see that. I don't need to see whatever it was last year. Just bring the Demon. That's all you need to do. Bring the Demon. It's nothing against it, but it's WrestleMania. It's your biggest show of the year. You bring the freaking Demon, and that is what's going to happen this Sunday. The transform thing looked kind of weird, but at least it's happening. And I think they should have not ended the show on, because you actually could hear boring chants at this point. Rey Mysterio versus Baron Corbin. Why is Rey Mysterio jobbing to Baron Corbin? And I guess they want to play out the ankle injury, because they give Corbin this big entrance, this big announcement, Golden Gloves and U.S. champion and DC's favorite son and Money in the Bank. He wins with the Deep Six clean. Why is Rey Mysterio losing before a title match this Sunday at WrestleMania? I don't know, but we got to make Corbin someone look strong going against Kurt Angle this Sunday as he celebrates Kurt hitting an ankle lock on him, which, Corbin kept tapping out until the referees, broke it up then. And that's how the show ended off for Monday Night Raw, okay? Does this show feel long? Yeah, Raw feels long as usual, okay? Did Corbin and Rey Mysterio need to end the show, especially for a go-home show for WrestleMania? No, they shouldn't have. Listen, the highlight of the night was the Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte over-the-top, cop battle, police thing, okay? And that should have ended the show. This was just kind of weak ending the show, which the crowd, you could tell they were kind of spent on their energy after the brawl earlier on in the night, okay? And Kurt, just coming in the last part of the show, hitting an ankle lock on Corbin, which, him doing that, does that tell me just going by go home shows, since he got the upper hand, will Kurt Angle lose to Corbin? It's gonna look dumb if that happens, okay? And I don't know, will they bring Cena out? I don't know what they're going to do with this whole Kurt Angle thing. Personally, I think they booked this whole retirement Angle thing not good to begin with. In my opinion, just because of what they've done in the past few weeks. Okay, I still go on a limb, and I will still say Impact did a way better job with his farewell tour before he came back to WWE. And like I said, he put guys over. This is just odd to me. Why Corbin was even in this to begin with is just, I know from a storyline standpoint, he wants payback on him, but this is just dumb at the same time. So why was this the ending part of the show? Okay, if it was any other highlight going into Mania and everything, what, Seth kicking Brock Lesnar in the nuts, at least that was pretty good, even though it was at the beginning of the show, but at least it was good. But did this feel like a great go home show to an extent? I guess I'm not saying this was bad and good, but this was somewhat okay. But you gotta hype things really big if you want to, especially for your biggest show of the year. But that segment did it, don't get me wrong. But as for the rest of the show, I'm not really sure. I don't know what the Revival now do from this Sunday on out, unless they're part of that Battle Royal. Yes, they're the tag team champions, but you have no match for the tag team champions this Sunday, unless all of a sudden throughout the week we get some random match with them getting a title shot against somebody at WrestleMania. For how long this show is at WrestleMania, you might as well just put all the freaking belts online, okay? SmackDown also, we don't know what's going on with that yet also. But, you know, other than that, I will say this was a good crowd. I can say that for DC. I will say, especially when Batista came out, he kept it short, sweet, to the point, and didn't say, give it to me now. But this was a better crowd in general. This show just had its still bad parts and a little of its good parts. We already know what the great part was to Monday Night Raw tonight. But let me ask you this question: did this feel like a go-home show, like as the entire show, not just the whole triple threat segment with the brawl and everything? Did this whole show hype you up for WrestleMania this Sunday? Did it really hype you up? Because I feel like these past few Raws have not hyped people up. They have just been horrible as usual, and just makes you forget that it's even WrestleMania season. I'm sure SmackDown will do a better job tomorrow night anyways, in general. Hopefully just from booking and what they do going into WrestleMania, and hopefully so. I'm sure we're going to see a lot with Kofi and Bryan tomorrow anyway, so we'll see where that goes. But tell me what you thought about Monday Night Raw tonight. Did you think this was a good go-home show? Did you think it was great? Listen, it's going to be a long week of WrestleMania, folks. I have a lot of other things prepared, like graphics for these reviews and stuff. But I'm going to roll from here. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe at Hooded Knight 890. So wake up. It's the first of the month. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.